If you've ever opened your fridge, seen that week-old pizza, and thought, hey, what if this tried to kill me? Well, you're in luck. Welcome back to Veteran Game, where we dive into the strangest, wildest, and sometimes just plain silliest games out there. Smash that like button and subscribe for more brutally honest reviews. And let's glove up for Leftovers KO, the weirdest boxing game you'll play this year. So what exactly is Leftovers KO? In short, it's you trapped in your apartment, forced to fistfight a parade of angry mutated leftovers, because apparently tossing out old food isn't dramatic enough. Forget story. This game doesn't waste any time trying to explain why your fridge food wants revenge. It just does. The closest thing to lore is a nervous phone call from your neighbor, and after that, it's straight to the ring to punch a burger in the buns. Gameplay. Think classic Punch-Out, but with a lot less polish and a whole lot more food puns. The camera sits behind your character as you square off against your rotten rivals. The controls are dead simple. One stick to dodge, one button to punch, and another for the all-important power punch. And trust me, you're going to need that last one if you actually want to win. Here's where things get both hilarious and frustrating. Your only real task is to learn the attack patterns and timing of each mutant meal. You dodge, you jab, and when the time is right, you go for a power punch. The twist. If you don't finish a fight with a power punch, your enemy will just keep getting back up like some kind of undead pizza monster. There's nothing in the game that tells you this, so you'll probably wonder why you keep beating that burger only for it to rise up, angrier than before. Pro tip, power punch to win or suffer. You track your success with 2 meters, health and energy. You lose health with every hit you take and energy with every punch you throw. Energy slowly refills, but it can never go higher than your current health. If you're too beaten up, you'll never have enough stamina to finish the fight. Sound punishing? It is, especially when you realize your rivals get multiple health bars while you're stuck with one. Controls are, well, they're okay at best. Dodging and blocking can feel sluggish, especially when timing is everything. The game wants you to play with precision, but its own clunky inputs just can't keep up. Imagine needing split-second reflexes with gloves made of butter. That's the vibe. Add in a few enemy attacks that are hard to see, sometimes blocked by your own character model, and you've got a recipe for some truly rage-inducing rounds. But let's give credit where it's due. The art style is awesome. Every moldy meal you face off against is packed with personality. The hand-drawn animation is top-notch, and the developers managed to make angry food look both hilarious and, honestly, a little scary. The lighting, the backgrounds, the subtle little touches, like a glass of water trembling on the counter when someone lands a hit, all work together to sell the chaos. And the soundtrack. Surprisingly tense for a game about fighting leftovers, but it gets you in the mood to go a few rounds. Sound effects are hit and miss. Punches sound more like squeaky toys than knockout blows, which is funny at first but never really lands the satisfying crunch you want from a boxing game. On the flip side, your enemies thud and splat in a way that's, let's call it, unique. Is it the worst? Not at all. Is it going to get your adrenaline pumping? Not exactly. Let's talk about the real issue, repetition. Once you've boxed your way through a few meals, you've basically seen all the game has to offer. There's little variety in the gameplay and not much reason to keep coming back unless you're a glutton for punishment or really love food puns. There's a training room where you can practice new moves, but the control scheme never gets much deeper than punch, power punch, dodge. Worse, the game can feel unfair. Most notably, you can only win if you finish every fight with a power punch, something that isn't explained and is frustrating to discover. Combine that with sluggish controls and stamina that's permanently tied to your health, and it sometimes feels like the odds are stacked against you for the sake of it. You can get knocked out and it's game over, but the burger gets up for a third rematch. Where's the justice, right? It's not all bad though. Leftovers KO is cheap, especially with a 30% discount on the Switch store right now. It makes for a fun little distraction. And if you're in the mood to laugh at some genuinely silly food animations, it's a decent way to kill a half hour. You might even show it off at a party for some quick couch co-op. What the heck is this entertainment? Just don't expect to keep coming back for more. So, is Leftovers Co. worth a spot in your digital pantry? Here's the bottom line. If you're after a quick, funny, visually creative fighting game and you don't mind some jank and a lot of repetition, sure, give it a spin. If you want something with depth, fairness, or replay value, this one's probably better left uneaten. Now let's hear it. What's the weirdest enemy you've ever boxed in a game? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you survived the rage of the moldy burger, hit that like button and subscribe for more gaming oddities and honest takes right here on Veteran Game. See you next time, and remember, check your fridge before your food checks you.